Hello everyone, welcome to Nelson School online education program. We're going for exercise 3B, third B. Pick out the clauses and state its kind. So children, now you have to pick the clause out and even state the kind of it. Now again, to have a recap, what are clauses? So clauses, a clause is a group of words that forms a part of a sentence and has a subject and a finite verb of its own. A clause has only one finite verb, and sometimes the clause makes complete sense. As a sentence it works, so it is called an independent clause, and sometimes the clause makes some meaning but it wants some other words to complete its meaning. So it could be it wants other clause to complete its meaning, so it is called an dependent clause. So we have two sort of clauses: independent clauses and dependent clauses. Independent clauses are the clauses that make the meaning on their own, and dependent clauses are the clauses that depend on independent clause to complete their meaning. So we have three types of subordinate clause, what I can say: main or the principal clause, independent clause, these are the one name for these three things, and dependent clause can also be called as a subordinate clause. Okay, so we have two types of clauses: coordinate as well as subordinate clauses. Coordinate clauses are the clauses that make the meaning on its own, as I have told you, independent clauses, and subordinate clauses are the clauses that does not make the meaning on their own and rather want main clause to come and stand and make the meaning complete. So we have three types of subordinate clauses. That is a noun clause, an adjective clause, and an adverb clause. The difference between a phrase, clause, and a sentence, this was already taught to you. So a phrase is a meaningful group of words but does not make a complete sense. A clause is a meaningful group of words again. A sentence is also called a meaningful group of words that always makes a sense. Now phrase has no subject, no predicate. Clause has at least a subject and a predicate and one finite verb. Again, a sentence will also have a subject and a predicate. Phrase will have no finite verb, clause will have one finite verb, and sentence has to have at least one finite verb, and it can have more than one finite verb. A phrase does not make a complete sense by itself. A clause may stand on its own or may not. So the clause that stand on its own is called the principal or the main or the coordinate clause, and the clause that cannot stand on its own is called the subordinate clause, or you can say the dependent clause. If it does not, it must be the part of a longer sentence made up of two or more clauses. Now a sentence, it has at least one finite verb, as I have told you, and a sentence can stand on its own. It expresses the complete thought. Now question 3b, pick out the clauses and state its kinds. We have to pick your clause, children. So number 1, he met a girl whose eyes were blue. So this, I am talking about whom? A girl. So a girl whose eyes were blue. So I've taught you adjective clauses can have, it modifies the noun only, but it could have those relative pronouns and an antecedent. So antecedent for this becomes a girl whose eyes were blue. So it can use who as in subject, who with the subject, whom with the object, and whose for the position. Whose eyes were blue? This girl's eyes were blue. Okay, so it is an adjective clause as it modifies the noun. I fear that I shall fail. So that I shall fail is a clause, and which clause it is? I fear what? That I shall fail. So this is noun clause. If you do not hurry, you will miss the train. So if you do not hurry is a clause, because you will miss the train makes meaning, but if you do not hurry, it sounds a little incomplete. So if you do not hurry, this shows the condition that if you do not do this, this will happen. So if you do not hurry, you will miss the train. So it is an adverb clause that shows the condition. They never fail who die in a great cause. Okay, so who never fail? They who die in a great cause. So it is a noun clause. Now he does his work as soon as he reaches his home. So it is as soon as he reaches his home, or he reaches his home. So it is when does he do? It shows the time. So again it is an adverb clause. Number 6, we will go after the school is over. So when will we go after the school is over? Again choose time, so it is an adverb clause. The village where I lived is over there. I'm not talking about over there, the place. I'm talking about the village. It's a noun that I'm modifying, that where I used to live. Okay, so it is the village is a noun and where I lived, because in some cases we can usually adjective clauses will have who, whom, whose, okay, that, which, but in some cases adjective phrase can even have when, where, and what in some rare cases. So this is an adjective clause as it modifies the noun at the village. Number 8, she gave me everything that I asked for. Again, children, do not get confused as saying that. Just simply don't write noun clause, because I'm talking about everything. Now this is a thing, okay, this is a noun. Again, this is modifying a noun, so this is again an adjective clause. What did she give you? Everything that you asked for. Okay, now everybody admits what? That he is a brave man. Now see the children, the difference, children. This that stands for the things that you asked, okay, and this that shows when, and the answer when question asked is what. Everybody admits what? That he is a brave man. If you ask the question here what, you won't get the answer. She gave me everything what? That I asked for. So it is this that, because everything that I asked. Okay, so it is an adjective clause, and this that shows the consequence. So this is a noun clause. There is no meaning in what you say. So there is no meaning in what? In whatever you say. So this is a noun clause as we get the answer by asking the question what. Thank you.